Hi, I'm Danny Gregory, and I want to help you to draw and make drawing and art making into a fun, regular part of your life. So I want to teach you a couple of ways to think about drawing, perhaps differently than you do. And I have these two techniques, and one of them I call outside in, and the other one I call inside out. So I'm going to show you quickly how to use these two techniques to draw really anything. You can draw anything the same way by using either outside in or inside out. The choice is yours. Let's try it out. All right, here's a cute little house. Let's say we wanted to draw this. Let's use, first of all, the outside in technique. So the outside in technique is that basically we draw the outside of this house. We just draw the shape of the outside. Let's go around the whole thing, draw the shape of the outside, come back down here, draw this little tree thing. We come back down here around and go up this side. Now, this could end up being wonky, and particularly if you haven't done this before, it may be unfamiliar and new to you, and you might go, really? Is this going to work? But yeah, there's basically your outside. That's the shape of the whole outside of everything, including the trees. So now we're going to go in. So what we do is we take a point, let's say this point here, and we're just going to draw what's inside, and then we're going to go back, and we just draw and fill it in. So we use this first line that we had as a guide for drawing this entire shape on the inside, because we want to not just have a silhouette, we want to have the outside. So as you can see, all I'm doing is I'm just continuing these lines, continuing them, drawing across, going up, and drawing the outside in. I'll draw it pretty quickly because this is not going to hang in a museum anytime soon, but it is still fun to do. And that's such an important part of drawing, is making it fun, not making it a struggle. So inside are these little lines like that, right? And now I look here and I see, okay, here's this roof. Let's just draw that line. And oh, look, it intersects with this little lump here that turns out to be this tree. So I can use that tree as a guide to help me to know where to go. And I can draw this line down here, and I go across, and there's another one of these little trees here. So I draw that, and then there's the door. And I don't worry about things like perspective. Maybe some things will get wonky. It's okay. Basically, I'm just trying to kind of capture the essence of this house in a few quick strokes. So that is cut off there. And then there's this window thing. So see, I got this part wrong, it seems. Like this is too low, but I don't really care. If I wanted to take the time to draw this more quickly, I could be more exacting about those things. But for now, I just want to get the general impression of this little house here. So that's all I need to do, is to get the idea of it. I don't need to make everything perfect. Trying to be perfect, I don't know. I'm not perfect. Wasn't born perfect. Haven't achieved perfection. And honestly, perfection in drawing is pretty boring. If I wanted to do a perfect drawing, I would just take a picture. So you see this outside in, now we've got basically all the parts of that house are there. Now let's try the same thing inside out, okay? Take that same drawing. Let's have a little cover sheet I want to put under here. And what we'll do is we'll start with this front door, or pick any point. Let's just say we're going to take the front door, and I'm just going to draw this rectangle, that is. And then I see there's a little lump here, so I go around and I have this little rectangle. So I'm starting in the middle. And I'm going to look at this rectangle and say, can I make it any smaller? Yes, I can make it smaller. There's a little window in here, so I want to get that window. But basically what I'm trying to do, and then there's the crossbars inside here. So now I've got all the elements of that door. Maybe there's this little tiny line here if I wanted to do that. But now I look, what is to the left of this door? It's this little tree. So I draw the little tree. And then I say, what's to the right of the door? I say, oh, there's another little tree. I draw that little tree. And then I say, what's above this little tree? Oh, there's a window. So I draw that little window. And I see, oh, it's slanting a little bit this way. It's slanting a little bit this way. Okay, I'll correct those things. And then I'll draw inside this window. There is this little box. There's another box. And there's a little cross in there. So now I have that window. Then I look down here on the bottom of the tree and I say, okay, there's a line here. And then there's another line here. And then that line goes up. And what's next to this line? Another little tree. So I put that little tree in there. What's in front of this tree? There's another line that comes out here. What happens to this line? It angles back. And it keeps going until it lines up with this other little tree that's by the other side of the door. So I do that. And then I say, okay, let's go back and look at this tree again. What's next to this tree? Well, there's a line here that goes up. And then there's another line that goes out like that. And then there's this line of the roof. And I want to kind of make that go up. So all I'm doing is I'm looking at whatever's there, what's next to it. What's next to this line? This line. And what's next to that line? That line that comes down. And then it arcs back. And it goes up again, it comes back down, and it's round. What about if I go up to this corner? What's next to it? Well, there's a line that goes down, and then there's a line that goes up, and then it goes in a bit, and it goes up. That's the chimney. Arc back, arc forward, and now I've connected back to the roof. So I come down here, and I slant down. What's next to it is a line that goes all the way up to the top here. What's down here in this corner? It's a line that goes across. What's next to it? A line that goes up. Now I come back down here to this section of the roof and I say, what's next to this part of the roof? Oh, there's a circle here. So I draw that circle. It's kind of a horseshoe shape almost. And then I say, oh, what's inside of that horseshoe shape? There's another little arc there. And then there's a couple lines here and a couple lines there. What about inside here? Okay, there's another line here. So again, I'm looking what's next to it, what's coming up, and what's below this. What's below here? Oh, it's a little line. And it joins into another tree. And then this line angles down. And there's this little bit of sidewalk here, and it angles down. And finally, I have this, what's next to this tree is another line, another line, another line, this rectangle. Inside this line, there are some other rectangles. And then okay, so we've gotten basically all the bits of this thing. I might want to fill in some other things. Let's have a look and compare that. So this is inside out. And that was outside in. Pretty similar drawings, but done in two different ways. And so you can use this technique to do anything. Let me quickly show you how I would draw a car. All right, here's a car. I'll turn the paper around this way to get this shape of the car. And I'm just going to do it outside in. I'm going to do this quickly, but let's begin by just drawing the outside of this car. Then we'll see what happens. So that's the outside. Now I'm going to quickly do the inside. So hold on to your hat. I'm just going to zoom through this. Down and dirty, quick and fast. Quick and fast. Both quick and fast. So, is this a super detailed drawing? Is it photographic? No. But if you have this outline, you can decide how much detail do I want to put in this? How much time do I want to spend? But you have all the basic elements, the outlines. And you're not looking at a car and going, well, how do cars work? And how do I draw a box that this thing sits in, this perspective? You don't. You just start by drawing the outline and then you fill it in. Here's my dog Twiglet. Let's try and draw Twiglet using, what should we say? I'm going to use the outside in thing. I'm going to use the outside in approach just to get, again, getting her basic outline. She is cute. I like this picture of her. See, so I'm not even really thinking what are these different parts of her body. I'm just thinking, okay, I'm just drawing the shapes. So you see, there's her basic outline. And then I just go in and I start to fill it in. I start to say, okay, let's see, this is her ear, this goes back, and then, I might say, let me see about her eye. And there's her muzzle. Drawing a couple wrinkles, drawing her cute little button nose. There's her other eye. And I just go around and draw the rest of her face. All right, so there's outside in. Let's try inside out. Same thing. I'm just going to start at her nose. Two different approaches, same result. Of course, if you want to get a more detailed drawing, more accuracy, more shading, all those kinds of things, it just takes more time. Fast drawings have a certain energy to them, but they lack accuracy. Drawings that take longer can be much more seemingly precise, but they can also sometimes feel less energetic. So it's up to you to play around and to try it. But the main thing is you're not worried about, well, where do things go? What are the rules? How do you draw a dog versus how do you draw a car? As you can see, it's the same approach. It's the same sort of thing. Just, again, looking. What's the big picture? And then how do I focus in on the details? Or let's pick a detail. What's above it? What's to the left of it? What's below it? And slowly work your way out until you've gotten all the parts. Coming in and out, or out and in. It's up to you. Hope this is helpful. Try it out and let me know what you think. And if you want to watch some more videos about how to draw, here's a more detailed program that I've created of a set of tutorials starting right here.